Okay, I'm back with the cockpit installation on the ESM KI-84 offered by VQ Models. I'm going to show you how I went about installing this into the fuselage. When you get it, this is all going to be green. It's not. I have painted it to look a little bit better, but I'll show you how I did it. What you need to do initially is take your canopy. You need to cut your canopy out along the scribe lines on there. You have to be careful because some of this stuff coming over is a little bit brittle, and I've got a little chip right here. But you have to come around and cut that to where it's got a scribe line. This will fit right on the. There's a scribe line in the fuselage. It'll fit right on it. And what you need is take you a pencil and trace around that. Just trace all the way around it. You see a really faint line around here. That's easily washable. I mean, you can take some. This is pretty good paint. You can take some acetone or some, well, not acetone, but some alcohol, so you can get that line off there. Anyway, when you start out with the fuselage, you'll see there's a back portion of the cockpit here. This is all flat with a front portion, and it comes up around it. It stops and it's flattened out here. That's where they put their pilot bust. Anyway, what you need to do at the back, where it breaks, where it makes its turn down on the fuselage, you come and measure down 1/4 of an inch, and you make a mark there. You come up to the top where it comes and breaks down. You make a mark 9/16 down. This makes it even all the way down. What I did is I took and put a piece of tape. You can use. I used some blue tape that I left on there, and that allowed me to paint my the black paint on there. But anyway, just for show, I'll put a piece of tape, and I did this on both sides. Did it on both sides. I came in there then and took a Dremel tool and relieved that out. Now, if you just plain cut it out and leave it in front, there's a tiny lip that comes down and it starts to migrate forward. You're gonna have to remove that. You can see here that I have just about a 1/16 of an inch or something like that left right here across the front. That just a little bit of a lip. Anyway, once I get all that cut out, I come inside, take some 100 grit paper, and I score the insides right along the edge here. I then I took some 5/16 balsa. 5/16. You can use 3/8 if that's on hand. I just happen to have 5/16. There's a bulkhead right here at the rear and one right here. You need to cut this to length where it fit in between the two. You take some epoxy and you glue this inside to where it is touching this ridge, what we had left here, and you glue it up there and you clamp it in place until it dries. Then you take a whatever, you do this on both sides, and you take a sanding tool and you go vertically, sand that off, and take all that off until it's just straight vertical. Now you do have to come in front of this lip about 1/4 of an inch, sanding. You may have to take an X-Acto knife or a razor saw and cut that to where it's squared off back at the back, matching the sides. Once you do that, it's ready for the cockpit to be installed. The only thing, there will be a piece of ABS supplied. You can see the way I did the cockpit, I made it to where it's just above these control lines here. Also, they made their servos a little deeper. You may have to put a piece of 1/4 inch or 3/8 inch plywood on top to set that servo a little higher. It will completely miss the wing. You won't have anything touching, even if you raise it up a 1/2 inch, which you shouldn't have to do. Anyway, there'll be a piece of ABS supplied. You need to cut it to fit the back here. That just blocks off the back and gives you a backing for your cockpit, and paint it to the color of your interior. Like I said, these are greens I had on hand. There are several different Japanese interior colors that you can use. Anyway, once you get that back piece installed, you come in from the bottom, and what I do, I mean, this is trial and error, and you could have done this before you ever paint it, just to make sure it fit. Anyway, I come in here, and I'm going to use some tape to hold this in place temporarily. But you just want it to come up to the edge and hold it in place. I got too far forward. real easy. It just never works right on camera. All right, there's the first one. Come here, we put the tape in place. Now this will glue, it gives us 3/8 of an inch of glue area there, which is plenty on the inside. All right, once we get that taped in place, now the cockpit front comes in here, and you can see where I have the angles here. This should fit up between your two posts that go forward. And this should come right in the back side of that lip there. So we're going to come up here, come up through the bottom, and that slides right into place. Now this fuselage base, it doesn't have anything glued to it to square it up yet, so you need to just, if you glue it up here first, just wait and get this, and then you can slide it over and put a bead of glue across the bottom. You also need to glue this dash across the top here. Anyway, let's see here. You can put a piece of tape down there and hold it temporarily. Anyway, once that's in place and this is glued in, your cockpit's pretty much installed there. The gun sight, you take it and it can be glued right here, or the best thing to do is take a real small dowel, maybe a round toothpick, drill a hole in here, drill a hole in the front, and put it here, especially if you're using a gas motor, because you'll have a little bit more shaking going on with it. You don't want it to fall off. So you glue that in place there. The headrest, comes in here, and you'll glue it up on the top. The interior here was mostly black, so I carried my line all the way around, just inside the line, scribed around the canopy, and painted all this black. This allows a little bit more scale look up there. Anyway, you need to make sure that you cut the headrest. It should fit in there. I have not had a problem, mine being too tall. But if you look at a profile of this airplane, the headrest was prominent. That's why I went ahead and made it into the cockpit. But you can see there that fits in there really nicely. It really adds a lot to the effect of the airplane, and it is visible from looking down into the fuselage. You can see the full cockpit. The canopy's nice and clear. So I hope this helps, and if you have any questions, Tomas can get you in touch with me, and I can answer any questions you may have. You have a good day.